because when you use the 30, remember, you had to be at a certain distance, but we were like 10 feet away. We were shooting it straight through the hay bale.
We were like Robin Hood and Legolas with that thing, man.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you were listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Yes, once again, possibly for the first time.
We're back. We're back and better than ever.
Yes.
Playoff baseball is brings the drama as usual. We're into the division series now. Technically, the winners will go to the championship series.
So at the point of recording, the AL is set.
It's locked. Now, the first round, the wild card, was kind of uneventful.
Blowout.
Swept.
Yeah.
All 4 games, 2 games to 0, and it was kind of nothing really exciting.
No, it was pretty quick. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I guess
and
now
most of the
like,
victories were pretty minus, I think, 1.
There wasn't any close.
Handily won. It was like, oh shit.
So then it was like 3 days off before all the games that people wanted to watch are on. And, like Cerny mentioned, the Rangers toppled the Orioles with barely any, like a minor fucking speed bump. Just to do,
they brought the boomsticks.
Yeah.
Woo.
So that bummed me out. I wanted to see the Orioles,
Yeah, I was texting Stat Boy because we were talking. Usually we text throughout the day when there's a game on.
Yeah.
First off, we were texting about my brother being insane, and then because my brother had hit up Dana with his insanity.
He's leaking to other. He's broken into the. He's spreading.
Yeah,
the virus.
He can't. He just has to. Like my dad had a good theory. He has to just talk shit no matter what's going on. I mean, we had a couple weeks ago.
It's like his persona, sort of. It's part of his identity.
151 day, we called it, which was Pokemon 151 came out.
Oh,
the new set. So he was getting it, and of course, Jeffrey was.
Yeah,
he's all in. So Jeffrey called Pack Battle. Just yelled out Pack Battle, which means you pick a deck. I pick a deck. We open the pack. See who has the best cards.
Oh, okay.
So there was
a head-to-head.
Head-to-head.
Nice.
And, James was just talking shit the whole time,
Well, your brother's into Pokemon cards now, too?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
he was my God. Okay.
So they were pack battling. I think James called Jeffrey Gary Oak, a few times.
Who,
I was like,
any good pulls?
I'll get in on. Yeah. Jeffrey had some good pulls. He had a gold card, and he had some other ones, like, as you can see behind me.
Yeah, I see. There's quite the collection going
there. Yeah, he's starting to Jeffrey was starting to catalog, he's categorizing them, and he was asking for this. So the good card you put into a top loader, the hard plastic. He slides in. So he wants to. There's a top loader binder.
I always used to sleeve. You got to put the sleeve in, and then you put it in the top loader.
Yeah,
okay.
Sleeve, top loader. But they have a top loader binder now too.
Oh,
so he's like, I want that, so I can, so he can kind of flip through it.
I like that.
He's his friend, Jeffrey's friend, came over on Sunday, Saturday or Sunday. No, Sunday because they had Sunday. They had Monday off.
Oh yes, they did.
So, they did some trades.
Now, do you feel like you have to supervise these?
Yeah, I had to supervise them.
That's probably a good idea.
All of them. I said, hey, you guys are friends.
Yeah.
I said, so everyone needs to feel good about this. You don't
yes.
don't fuck. I say you don't fuck over your friends. That's the rule. I'm telling you right now. Just everyone needs to feel good. If someone feels slighted,
no strong arming. No strong
someone
arm.
feels slighted, just speak up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. So they made a deal. I deemed it to be fair. And I asked, does everybody feel good? They said, yeah, everybody feels good. I was like, okay. Then deal done. Shake hands. Got to shake hands on it.
No. Is there a lemon rule, 3-day lemon rule on the Pokemon trades these days with the kids? Or,
I don't know.
Like, takes these backsies on that.
They were doing, I mean, they were just doing their doubles, I think is what they were doing. Like, I have double this, double that.
That's a good idea.
So, they were throwing some stuff in.
Okay.
And getting some good, some trade action.
Now, somehow my kids have Pokemon cards now too. And I'll tell you what, I haven't bought them any Pokemon cards. And my wife hasn't bought them Pokemon cards, but my daughter came up and she's like, I have 29 Pokemon cards and 4 rares. I'm like, where are you getting Pokemon cards from? And she's showing, I think she gets them from school. I think they're in Happy Meals now. They're in McDonald's.
Yep, Jeffrey got some.
Okay. So, because we were playing the Pokemon, what's the match battle or whatever, I guess Pokemon cards are in Happy Meals. And there's a special game that you could play with that doesn't have to do with the regular Pokemon game. It's like you flip a coin, who has the higher, who's the tallest Pokemon or who's the shortest Pokemon between everybody, and then you get points. So it's a very simple game. But somehow my daughter has tons of cards. She has some of these, I mean, I'm going to call them holographics. I don't think they're holographics.
You know what? I call them foils. Remember you used to call them foils?
Yeah. So,
and I was quickly booed out of the house.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. So I guess they're rare, but my daughter puts rubber bands around them to like hold them together. And I'm like, you can't. And then they're playing with them and they're like getting all bent up. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay.
I mean, Jeffrey would probably, that might throw him into cardiac arrest.
Okay. He's all about, is he sleeve everything up or only the good stuff?
Not just the good ones. I mean, he actually will open a pack and all the commons, he just looks straight to the trash.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I guess, yeah. So if he wants to save those, my kids will take them. We'll buy them from him.
Oh, yeah. He was, I think last time Charlie was here, he actually set aside a stack for her, but then.
If I tell her this, she's going to make us come to your house like this week.
Yeah, he had like a stack. Yeah, he's like, oh, I'll give this to Charlie. And then he, spaced it and I wasn't on top of
my wife bought Pokemon cards off someone on Facebook. I'm like, I feel like you could get these for free. Like there's enough of the the fucking common
next
ones.
Time you're in town, Jeffrey will hook her up. She'll go home with 200.
We maybe we'll send you a label and then we'll transact. I'll Venmo you and you can make sure that gets to him. Maybe we'll do a transaction. So anyway, they got Pokemon cards now. But no sleeves and the rubber bands around them. It's really it's too much for me.
Like Jeffrey had he went to the McDonald's one. He got the Pikachu one. That's the prize one. He was doing some deals earlier. There was one he got. I mean, some of the cards are pretty cool. They have now. Remember we talked about. I couldn't tell you the difference between the full art.
Yeah. Do you have it now? Are you current?
No, because they added a new layer to it.
Oh my god!
Secret art rare and illustration rare. So it was just not an hour ago. Jeffrey was showing me this card and he's like, can you look up the price? And I have a thing saved on my computer so he can look it up and he can just gauge it. So I start typing whatever it was, Pikachu.
Yeah.
I said Pikachu full art. And he's like, it's not a full art. I said, oh, so it's the other one. He's like, no, this is a illustration art. So I was like, okay, illustration art. Okay. And there was another one that came up and I was like, okay, Zapdos illustration.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is a secret art rare. I was like, fuck. I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, so when you look at it, nothing sticks out. It just looks like a regular Pokemon card, except there's some holographic situation in the background, or there's some color.
It looks different. Let me see. Well, that's fine. But it's there's something the no ones have the little box and the Pokemon, but these other ones are a full card.
Okay, so my daughter has one of these.
Those are the good ones. So I don't know
that she has the double rubber bands on.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Some of them and it depends on what it is. And
can you actually get good cards from the Happy Meals?
I think there's like,
or they have like, here's the 12 cards, and it's all like the regular
McDonald's. There's different ones because Jeffrey has like because he was jazzed because actually Melanie had stopped by and had a Happy Meal for whatever reason and just tossed him the cards.
Wow. So free pack.
He's like, I got the Pikachu. And I was like, oh, sweet. And it was like worth like $10 or whatever. But if you hold on to them, some of them are worth like some like he was looking at past McDonald's ones. He's like, Dad, this Pikachu's worth like $80. I was like, what?
Wow.
He's like trying to explain to me the math on like supply and demand. It's like once they stop making it, then they don't make it anymore. I was like, well, I would assume that's what means stop making it means. But okay, I get where you're going. I get what you're picking.
Oh man. Okay, so yeah, my daughter's birthday is coming up, and Pokemon cards are on the list.
Oh, okay.
But
the 151. Jeffrey is actually trying to build a set, but he has a ton of doubles, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
We can hook her up. But it's like it's 151 because they only do the first 151 Pokemon. But they have like
they're into the thousands now, right? At least.
I don't fucking know. I mean, some of them was like some of them looks like they ran out of idea. One looks like a fucking vanilla ice cream cone.
Oh yeah, I've seen those ones.
And then it evolves into 2 ice cream cones.
Yeah,
it's like, okay,
one is like a fucking banana split. It's a banana split at the end. It's just swirly, right? I think
something like
some shit like that. Or the names are always so. You're like, of course that's the name. It's just such a little. They really are grasping at straws at some of these Pokemon names.
Some of these like. So like in the 151 set, they have like you have Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, but then you can also pull the I'm gonna say illustration rare, but I don't fucking
one of the special types
or some fucking new name. So if you pull a Charizard, it's worth like $130 just straight up raw. I mean, which he hasn't pulled.
Yeah. And how much is a pack of the 151s? Like if I go, can I get it at Target or do I have to go to a card shop?
No, they have them at Target. I don't know. So like they weren't selling those in like single packs. I couldn't find. They're like $5. You gotta
buy the box now.
Yeah, they have like these things called. Hold on, I was just schooled in this the other day. Booster bundles, which are 6 packs.
Okay.
In like a box.
So you can't just buy a single pack. You got to buy some.
I'm sure you could. I couldn't find it, and they were blowing out so fast. I mean, they were.
Damn. And then how much is how much are 6 packs then?
It was like $27 at Target or something like that.
Okay.
So it's roughly about $5 back, $6 back, whatever.
But is Target getting the best stuff? Or they might have the most
They have the most stuff. I think Target looks like I'm frozen here. Target so the guy at the card show was telling me you can go to Target. He said, but they buy they buy from the supplier, so they buy a case, and if you buy a case from the manufacturer, he was trying to explain to me it's like you're guaranteed a hit in the case. So not that the card you're gonna get is gonna have a hit, but you have a higher chance of getting it. I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Oof.
There's a whole science to it.
Yeah, I would assume Target's buying at a scale that like your mom and pop card shop can't match. So something must come with that amount of scale that they're getting, either better odds or lower odds.
Jeffrey has this down. He's like, I mean, he's 11, but he's like the fucking wizard of, like, you can like name a card, and he was like naming the price, and I was like, oh my chick.
Wow.
I thought he was BSing.
It's like a Rain Man kind of thing.
He was within a couple bucks of it. Some of the stuff he's like, you got to get the packs. He was like telling James, like, when they come out with a new set, you got to get it like on the day. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, explain to me, boy. And he's like, okay, because what they do is they front load the hits because people get excited and they do these YouTube
hype it on
videos,
social,
and then people they go after it, and then you won't get any hits after. I was like, okay, all right.
That makes sense to me. I would buy into that theory.
Yeah, I was like, it's not too far fetched. I mean,
you're onto something, boy.
I'm not gonna poo-poo you there. That's all right. You're all right.
You're onto something there. Oh. Okay, well, yeah, Pokemon cards, and all sorts of stuff. for the birthday.
But we got on that because I was talking. James was just talking. It was the whole time. It was just talking shit. Gary Oak. I opened a pack. I got nothing. So then I was poison. He kept singing poison. Every time I touch it.
Oh, and all this is because your brother started with this new hashtag that he's trying to get trending. How's that going for him?
He now claims, because he just sent it to me, I was going to send it to you guys, and then I got sidetracked. The greatest, he wrote the greatest show near surf. Mm-hmm. Now, the Dolphins Twitter wrote the greatest show on surf, probably today. So he was screaming that they stole it from him.
Of course. But if you look at his tweet, it shows you how many impressions and clicks it got, right? And you're going to look it up, it'll be 200.
James? Probably not even that.
Not even that. He's like, you have 6 followers. 4 people saw this maximum.
Because he had reached out to Stat Boy and was running his mouth about fantasy. Because he had beat me this last week. Now I made a crucial error as I benched somebody.
Yep.
I benched the running back for the Colts, Zach Moss, because they were going up against Tennessee, which had supposed to have a pretty decent run D, in my opinion, and Jonathan Taylor, their primary running back, who was kind of doing his holdout thing, and he was hurt.
Oh,
he was supposed to be coming back, so I was like, oh, well then I actually put the Dolphins running back in. Well, the other guy.
That guy delivered for you a couple weeks ago when he got 4 TDs or whatever.
Yeah. So I thought, we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Didn't quite happen that way. And, the guy still got 15 points.
Okay.
But the guy was sitting on the bench, got me 32. And I lost to James by 5 points.
Fuck. This is your Achilles heel in the fantasy football, I feel like, is this bench situation.
Bench, yeah. And then, so he was texting Dana about, because Dana just sent me a screenshot saying, "Oh, brother," or some shit like that. And it was like, did Sean tell you about my fantasy team with the greatest wide receiver quarterback duo?
I'd fucking block his ass.
The greatest show near surf. He's like, James says he put a mollywhopping on you. I said, he beat me by 5 fucking points. What do you mean mollywhopping? He's like, mollywhopping. He's like, I'm dying about mollywhopping. I said, I know. He always has some crazy ass shit.
Oh my God. He's too much. I'd fucking mute. I would have to mute him. But then would he send me an email or something?
Yeah, he would just find out carrier pigeon, smokestack. He would find any way just to get to you. He just can't.
Oh my God.
Can't be stopped. He said then, my dad was laughing. He's like, your brother is unbearable when he's watching the Dolphins. But now that he has fantasy and has to watch all the games, he has a vested interest. He goes, he's
worse.
Oh, but so-and-so's a bum. He's going to cut him. It's the showers. God. It's like, oh, this guy's fucking weak. He's questionable. What's wrong? And it's like, oh, he has cracked ribs. He should still get out there. Shouldn't hurt. I was like, oh my God.
He's not living in reality, I feel like.
No, but you'd be the worst manager or slash coach or whatever.
It would be impossible for him to even achieve that status. He couldn't even
broke your ankle. You can't tape it up and get back out there. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Soft. They're getting soft these days. They wouldn't even let him inflate the footballs. That's how delusional he is. They wouldn't even let him anywhere near the team.
So then, I know, my dad was lamenting because he's like, in a couple weeks the fucking Dolphins play the Raiders, and I was like, uh-oh. He's like, and your brother already said, I'll see you at 10 a.m. He's like, fuck.
And you just know it's gonna be a brutal 3 hours.
The last time they played the Raiders, I was actually over there.
Oh my God.
And it was just,
is he just talking shit the whole time?
Oh, whole time. And it's like he
has. Does your mom just leave the house? Does she just go somewhere else?
Yeah, she won't be in the same room. Okay, she says your brother is just disgusting. That's what she says when he's watching. Because it's he does this thing where he'll go, How is that not holding? How is that not holding? Like every fucking play, it's like, how is that not pass interference? He was being raped down the field and not one flag. And then like the Dolphins will commit a penalty. He's like, oh yeah, that's right. Illegal successful play on the Dolphins. I see how it is. It's like
illegal successful play. If it went his way, the games would be hours and hours long, and every game would be 120 points to 0.
Yeah. It's like, and it's like a questionable call, and he's like, no, that's the right call. Here's how it's the right call.
Oh, nice.
It's like, oh, okay. He breaks it down.
Does he? Is he a fan of the Manning cast, or he's against those two?
I don't know if he. I'll have to ask him. I mean, I watch it. My dad watches it. I don't know if he.
I feel like I hear that people that enjoy football really enjoy that show.
Yeah, it's great because they'll have a guest on too. Like a few weeks ago, they had like Will Ferrell was on there doing shit, and
oh yeah,
they don't just have football players. I mean, they do, but they don't. It's not always
right. They mix it up,
and they only have they'll only be in there for a quarter, and then they'll jump off.
That's cool.
It's actually pretty. I mean, I enjoy it because they'll break down stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're fucking expert. I mean, how many years of football experience in the Manning family? Generations.
Oh yeah, start with Archie, their dad.
It's a name you don't hear much anymore.
No, he played for the Saints. So they have expert and they do say some funny shit like can you cut somebody at halftime like when that fucking guy missed like.
Can you cut someone at halftime?
It's like when James, when they're playing a team that he really despises.
Mm-hmm. Does it get turned up to 11?
Oh yeah, he's over the top. Like every play, he is in it, and he's just like, I mean, the person will gain 4 yards. He's like, you got to tackle him behind the line. It's like, God damn, dude.
You should put like a heart. What does he have? An Apple Watch or something? Like, what's his heart rate? I think that he's exercising because all the stress he's putting his heart through.
Oh yeah,
like, you're in zone 4.
He'll take his shirt off. He'll sweat. And it's like,
oh my God,
he's all over the board.
Lord,
especially so when it's like the Patriots.
Oh yeah,
the Niners. That's
especially traumatic for him.
That was like 15 because he knew if they lost, he was getting it because he was running his mouth before that.
Oh yeah,
I was telling James, don't just let it play out, and then if it turns your way, then you can kind of gloat. But no, he's.
Oh, during the game, he's just running his mouth during the game too.
Oh, before that too. But going into the game, I remember last year he was just running 72-22, right? Because 72 is when the Dolphins were undefeated. He's like 72-22. The Dolphins, I was like, just play it cool,
No.
But no, he doesn't listen, and then he doubles down on top of it.
He's too much. He's too much for me. I'd have to be like, I put him in a chokehold. I put him in a figure 4 leg lock, something like that.
He really gets under my dad's skin with the Raiders.
Oh, I'm sure, and he knows all the every little thing,
Oh yeah, he likes. He was. I don't even know what he was. He just says nonsense.
Just said crazy It does none of what he says is like based in reality or is even like it's just craziness.
My dad calls him the Trumpster of the NFL. Just
That's
totes the party line, and no matter how many facts he's throwing in his face, he's not buying anything.
Delusion. Yeah, he has severe delusions. Severe delusions and hallucinations of the NFL. Oh man, who Seahawks are? They keep pulling another W out, but the Niners are looking hot this year.
Unfortunately,
and
James really fans the Flames with that one. Brock Purdy's terrible. He does that. Watch him.
Has he really won like 12 games in a row or something?
Regular season, yeah.
Regular season games?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's regular season. Hate when they put that fucking qualifier in, but what about the playoffs? If he didn't, that's when they really want you to win.
That was that one where he basically raised his arm, where he tore his elbow up. That's
right. And they had to bring in like the third string, or
he was the third string because it was.
Oh, okay.
Last year because it was Trey Lance, and then he broke his ankle or whatever it was, and then Garoppolo, the Dolphins hurt Garoppolo and like broke his ankle.
Oh yeah, Jimmy G. Everyone was. They were all on Jimmy G like not 2 or 3 years ago. Like he's the second coming of like Steve Young or something, right?
Yeah, I know. And now it's
now it's some
Brock Purdy.
Man, they really set themselves up for some serious.
And of course, James is like, I could go in there and throw 5 yards just like Brock Purdy does. Give it to my big guys and go get more. And he like argues like they have the most yak, which is yards after the catch.
Yeah,
most yak in football. And so he doesn't even. He can't even throw it. Not like Tua, because Tua could bomb it down. You know, I'm like, oh my god.
What does Joe say to all this? He just is like,
Joe never gives him the satisfaction.
No, yeah,
ever.
Joe won't let him. Joe, he'll try his damnedest not to let you know that you got his goat.
No, like, yeah. Dolphins look good today. Like he'll just do that. You know, it's like James. It's like. So I think that's probably why he moved on to Dana, because I think he knows he can get.
Joe wasn't giving. Yeah, Joe wasn't giving him what he wanted with like engagement. So
he knows he can get Dana, because Dana will just after a while you can get Dana if you just keep throwing nonsense at him. Dana will eventually.
Dana can only take so much of that stuff. Only so much of that stuff. Well, we have another busy football weekend, baseball weekend. So if you're into sports, it's all sort of stuff to look forward to. My weekend's been this last weekend, certainly I was called upon to be interim co-head coach of my daughter's soccer team
with
one of the other dads.
Okay.
One of the coaches had COVID, so he was gone, and my buddy coaches the team normally, and I've been helping out at practice because it's like he's out there by himself, and I'm just sitting there in a chair watching him, and he's trying to wrangle between 6 and 9, 7 to 8-year-old girls. Yeah, and I'm just like, I was like, I got to help you out because, and I don't know, I don't know shit about soccer other than what we learned in PE class. So I'm like, I'll just help you like wrangle them. You just tell me what to say to the, so whatever. So I've been helping out at practice, and it's fun to go out there. And because I've been doing that, now I'm like, assistant to the assistant, volunteer coach basically. So I was out there last week and coaching, but I've been having 2 practices in a row. The girls were like kids versus coaches. So they won like 6-on-3 basically. And I was like, okay, sure. It was the end of practice, and all we let them do is just play because, it's how they learn the fastest and the most applicable. So we're playing, and, we're fucking carving it up. I'm passing, like leading my friend out. Like, we're like, oh, hey, soccer ain't too bad, actually. It's not too hard. And, you get a little bit of confidence in you, and I was this is a last minute of the practice, and I was gonna like hit the old lob wedge kick over everybody right to my buddy right in front of the goal to boot it in there.
I know this is going. This happens to you all the time.
And I hit it, and my kid's daughter standing 5 feet away, fucking point blank, just fucking domed her right in the head.
Practice over.
Practice just started bawling. Everyone's like, oh my God, practice over. I'm like, oh my God, how? And then a guy was thinking, I'm like, this happens to me. How does this happen to me?
That's your signature move. That's your signature move.
How does this happen to me? And it threw me. So it happened again at the last practice. I kicked it, and it hit the girl in the stomach. This little tiny, I'm like, oh my gosh. And she's like, oh, yeah, like knocked the wind out of her. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I feel bad. I can't come to practice. I'm like the big, But
like
then
the ball rolls to you. You're sitting on the sidelines. You got to kick it in, and all the girls like jump out of the way. That's
I know it's like Chuck Knobloch. But I was thinking, who has experienced the most sports with me is probably you, because we've been in PE class every year in high school together, right?
Yeah. I've been hit by you a few times. Pickleball.
How does it...
Smoked in the back of the head.
Oh. What is it? Does everybody do this? Or is it just something I just kind of have bad luck with this stuff? Or I'm just too out of control? What's the deal?
I don't know. Because I've done that before. I've hit Jeffrey in the face.
Yeah, like accidents happen, but I feel like I get a lot of them.
I think it's the more confidence. You're like, I think I could do this. And then you strike it wrong. And you're like, you're not really a pro at it. So you
It's the overconfidence, I think, is that you think you can like thread the needle on something and you definitely can't.
And you realize you're an amateur.
You're an amateur. But I mean, I remember that one PE class that one year, maybe it was sophomore year. I feel like every week someone was going down from something.
At your hands.
Yeah. Including, that's how I met my wife in high school. I knocked a friend. Well, that was a little bit more of just, tomfoolery, I suppose.
Yeah, that
was more defiant.
Yeah, that was everyone pick up the balls and you fucking just crushed it.
Yeah. Well,
with our good friend Ike.
He was always there to go. He was always there to ratchet it up one more level, back and forth, tit for tat.
Yeah, he was usually the catalyst that would start. Yeah. He would make fun of you. And usually he'd wait until all the girls were around to really make fun of you, which then because sophomore boy, you can't let it stand.
You can't take it on the chin like that in front of potential ladies.
So he was usually the one. I mean, it was the handball. That was him because I think he scored and I think he took the ball and take that or whatever and hit you in the back and he's like, fuck you. You took it and tried to throw it and missed him.
Dome some chick in the head.
Mm-hmm. Right in the face. Fuck. Who wasn't even.
She was like right there.
She was right there, but she was one of the girls that didn't really, she was just
always talking with the friends and stuff. Yeah.
Didn't really want to play, but really nice. She was always the nicest person. Just smoked her. Like, oh my God.
God damn.
It was usually Ike. Cricket. I remember Ike would get you good on cricket.
Cricket. Oh, yeah. How did they even let us play that game? That seems a giant paddle bat.
I know. The archery was the one. Remember, it was like... I don't know how... I mean, we almost got... Remember you tried to shoot the water ball and ricocheted? Yeah. It was... We were deadly.
There was some... I mean, and he's like, the teacher would be like, okay, this is the 30-pound test bow, but we're going to use the 10s because the 30's too strong. And I'm like, why would you even tell me that? Because now I have to go get this one.
Yeah, now I'm grabbing the 30.
Now I got to grab the 30. And I think we literally were shooting it through the hay, like so much force it went through the hay.
Because we weren't, because when you use the 30, remember, you had to be at a certain distance, but we were like 10 feet away. We were shooting it straight through the hay bale.
We were like Robin Hood and Legolas with that thing, man. I do feel like maybe, at least with archery, we knew it was dangerous enough to another person not to fuck around like that.
Except,
I
think it was Ike's binder. Remember you shot an arrow straight through it?
I do remember that. I shot it into the ground, right? So it was like stuck in the ground.
Yeah, shot straight through it because we had those don't know, we had to carry out a PE binder, which had
what did that track like beside your mile time?
Mile time. Remember he'd put I don't know, was it attendance? You had remember we had that weird.
Well, if you had your outfit.
If you dressed down, I believe.
Yeah.
And then you had remember we had to do some sort of, we had something else in there. It was like a project for the end of the year, like some health project, whatever it was.
What? For PE, a health project?
Yeah, we had to do something. It was something, I can't remember what it exactly was.
I know we had to run the course was like a mile. We had to get it under 12 minutes or something, which basically you could fucking walk. Yeah.
So and it was like you needed it every day because they would check you off on whatever we were doing.
Oh, right.
So this was during the hat. Remember, he stole your hat, your Braves hat that you cut to fit your head. And then and then you stole his binder and you slid underneath the bleachers. Yeah. And then it was something else.
It really got out of hand after that because I took away what could be an easy A he obviously was going to get an easy A. He's a tremendous athlete, but like I took away his ability to get a grade.
Yeah, and then the PE teacher was pissed because he had unlocked the thing.
Oh yeah,
and then something transpired on. I think, remember you snapped your arm twice with the bow.
Ooh.
And then he was calling you a bitch or something like that. I think quit crying or whatever. So he took his
binder. Right, because if you put the bow, that would hurt. You would get like a welt, right?
Yeah, it hurt like hell. But you remember you did it twice in a row, and like you
was already
and then he called you a bitch or a puss or whatever it was. Yeah. And so you took his binder and then you shot the arrow straight through the ground.
I remember him pulling it out and there was like grass all over it and stuff. Yeah. I also remember somehow in archery, the teacher goes up and he's like showing us how to do it. And I was just, of course, just running my mouth.
Yeah.
And he's like, you think you're so good? Come up here. And I'm like, fuck, I've definitely never done this in my whole life. I'm like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
And somehow did it fucking dead. Like what? Maybe not a dead bullseye, but it was like
right there.
It was right there. And he looked at me like, motherfucker.
He like dropped the bow. It was a big celebration.
Yeah.
It's like you won the World Series. It was a big celebration.
But I remember this distinct memory of him calling me out and me just like my heart sinking like, you can't back up anything that you. Because
he hit the target, but he wasn't even. He's like, you remember saying like, "Wow, all these years and you can't even hit a bullseye." And he's like, "Come on up."
That I did. Oh man, that's yeah. But that was, and what will we do in archery? What was the? I remember we go back like you'd start at 5 yards and you go to 10 yards and 15 yards or something like that, right?
Yeah, I remember we were
just trying to hit the target.
The idea from like a fucking 50-yarder, and like I think the PE teacher had overheard it and was like, no.
Yeah, that was definitely one that they were as attentive as I've seen the PE teachers.
Yeah,
making
some
sure
of the other
kids are not
tomfoolery like tennis.
Yeah,
that was just
a little damage to be done in tennis. Little damage in tennis.
That was still one of the best when we were doing it over the top of the screen.
Oh yeah,
over because we had 2 tennis courts, and we were playing across everyone's game over. We're using the net, but the chain link fence.
The chain link fence.
It was you and me versus Ike and Rod.
Oh my God, we must have been just menaces to the. Well, I don't know. I feel like he liked us, right?
Yeah, I think he liked us. He just had to.
We just were like just fucking a lot to handle.
I mean, we did have to do some punishments. You know.
Yeah, totally.
We took him. We understand because it's not like he would just dull them out. He would give us 3, 4, 5 warnings, and then he would get pissed.
It's not like we didn't deserve the punishments. We were all on borrowed time anyway.
Yeah, every day
on that stuff. Okay, so we had the handball one. I remember some field hockey thing.
Yeah, you crushed somebody's shin with the field hockey, I believe. The cheerleader.
Oh yeah,
Tara?
Erica?
No, it was Tara Reed.
Oh yeah, like a redhead though.
Yeah,
like redhead, right? Okay.
Yeah, I think he like.
Did we play? Did we ever play baseball?
No,
that would have been
cricket.
A real problem.
It was cricket.
I remember cricket. We were throwing it like a baseball, but I think you're supposed to like keep your arm
straight. Yeah,
but we were not. We were like playing catch basically, which then we could. Just
I remember
throw
you
it
were
way
pitching,
faster.
and it was a girl. I don't know. It was Heather. Remember she like crushed it, and like I came from like 3 fields over to laugh at you.
Oh, that's great. Oh, right, because if you just kind of put the bat or wicket, whatever it was, if you put it down, it would like ricochet.
Yeah, if you made contact, it was going.
Yeah, it was going somewhere.
Perfect contact. It was like crushed, and I was like, oh no. And it was like the perfect time he had me looking over it. I remember like running because he wasn't even in our game. He was like 3 games over. He came over, sprinting over to laugh at your face.
That's great. That is great. And do we have track and field? I don't remember any track and field stuff. Tennis,
no,
I do remember.
I remember him threatening us to go on the field to crab walk.
Oh yeah. Well, punishment, just running around, probably just. No,
running. Remember he said we're gonna have to crab walk. I think we had to crab walk a little bit at one time.
Oh, at the pool.
Oh, the pool. Yeah, we had to jump in. We had the morning. Remember, we had the morning. It was cold, but the pool was heated.
Oh, right.
And we were.
Yeah, we had like whatever we had first period PE, and in like, it'd be October.
Yeah.
And we would have swimming or whatever.
I think ours was in January because we had the beginning of the year because it was cold.
Now, I do remember this being a problem because you would get to see chicks in swimsuits.
Yeah.
And, at the time in high school, the boners just...
I mean, the wind caught you, right?
So, yeah, I mean, so it was like maybe turn the pool a little colder, if anything.
But it was it was us four, the usual...
suspects, yeah.
So the four of us, I don't know what we were doing. We were pushing each other or whatever we were doing, and he told us to knock it off. And then I think Ike said something, and then you were laughing, and then he said, "All right, you four, we had to jump in the pool," and they made us jump out and be in push-up while he was talking.
Oh, that's right.
And it was like freezing. It was like the wind was blowing. It was freezing.
Oh my gosh,
it was terrible.
That was bad. I do remember when he would threaten to be like, "I'll tell your baseball coach if you don't stop fucking around." Then I was like, "Okay,
all right, it's time to be serious."
Okay, it's time to be serious. It's time to be serious. I ain't trying to have coach hear about this because
whatever the PE teacher told us to do, it would be not even close to what we had to do at practice.
Oh yeah, it was like a fraction of the punishment that we would get at baseball. So immediately on the best behavior. Or you would see the coach come by, or if he was like walking by, you'd be like, "Oh!" You'd be like, "Oh!" Out of tension, like the best.
Yes, I'm saying.
Yeah, because
I told one of the kids, I was like, I think we were in the best shape of our lives during those times, not just because we were 17, but 16, 17, but it's because we were in trouble all the time, so we were running and doing push-ups all the time,
constantly just running poles. And that was the first time that I had been introduced to the concept that like running was actually like good for you from a, like a recovery standpoint of like,
oh yeah,
hey, you just pitched. If you actually go run, it will help your body like process, like you'll like feel better the next day. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense at all to me. I was like, running is only what you do when it's bad, when you do bad things.
When you're in trouble.
When you're in trouble. That's the only reason to run. Or, just something. So, anyway.
The phrase we always heard was, you can thank Chipper for this run. Now, go ahead and thank him out of my line of sight so you don't get to punch you in the ribs.
I do remember one that we had to run all the way. Because he'd be like, okay, everyone, oh, fuck, wasn't this a punter? I forgot what coach made us do this. Line up at the plate, and we would have to run, and he would just call out double. And you would have to basically just sprint the thing, and you would just keep running.
Junior year, yeah.
Yeah. And then I remember the time they got us all at the home plate, and they're like, see that thing way the fuck down there? Go there and come back.
I think that was for knuckleballs. I think remember we were throwing knuckleballs across the diamond.
Oh, from like third base or shortstop?
Yeah, from across the diamond.
Oh, my.
Spear, they throw a knuckleball.
Now, this shit, this is coaching these 7-year-old girls at soccer, coaching, quote unquote. They're doing cartwheels. They're not even facing the right way. I'm like, hey, there is a game happening, a practice right behind you. Why don't you turn around and look? Like, it's driving me nuts, but I know I'm the same. I would have been the same way.
Oh, yeah. I remember when Jeffrey was playing baseball, it would be like a butterfly would fly by, and then like half a team would be chasing it. I'd be like, yeah, well.
What are you going to do?
Yeah,
literally during the games, the goalie will be like leaning up against the goalpost. And then you see kind of like a breakaway happen, and you're like, oh my God, I hope. And someone kicked it, and like just the gravity of the ball. And then she was sitting there, and everyone's yelling, yelling the kid's name. The mom like runs over, like, ah! She snapped out of it and like saw the ball coming and just like jumped, like it was inches away from.
That's a tough position for that age because there's not a lot of action. So you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. And then it's like, they're very, or they're like, the rule. Oh, I can't touch with my hands. Oh, I can in this one position, and then when they leave goalie, they're like trying to pick it up out there. Yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, my daughter was like, "Can I play goalie?" As being co-coach, I'm like, we can make that happen.
Get ready.
No problem. But yeah, it was very short-lived. I think when she started seeing that all the action and all the potential to score a goal wasn't where she was at, she's
because if you score a goal, you get all the glory too.
Yeah. So that's what's happening. That was I don't think we won. We don't keep score. I mean, I really don't keep score. I figure out like, okay, I feel like I saw them score like 5 times and we scored like 0 or like maybe 1 or 2 or whatever. So, but the girls they're beating us. Like they're the ones keeping score. But I'm like, hey, are we having fun or what? Kind of stuff. But anyway. Do we have a live update on the
top of 9-4-2?
Okay, so the Dodgers scored 2 in the top of the 7th. This could be it. I will say I wasn't thinking the Dodgers would get, knock on wood, swept.
They're the 2 seed, so
yeah.
I mean, they shouldn't have.
They've been outplayed.
Just straight up. I mean, they're pitching. I mean, Kershaw was in Kershaw form.
How that was so. He's such a good pitcher. Like if you look at his stats, you're like, oh my God, this guy's in the Hall of Fame. But when he gets to the playoffs,
I don't know.
He's just horrible. It makes me so happy.
Oh, absolutely. Every time I'm always like, oh my God.
I didn't see the actual game when he was pitching. He just got fucking.
Oh, he was
lit up.
I watched it. I turned it on.
Yeah,
because I can't remember.
He gave up like 6 runs, and he got like 1 out, right?
Yeah. What day was that? Was that Sunday?
It must be, yeah.
Because I wasn't watching it. I think if it was Sunday, so
I saw the memes just started taking off like wildfire. The memes were on.
Oh, they were on it. It was like I swear it was I think it was Sunday because because the Niners and the Cowboys were playing. So I couldn't I couldn't watch
that game. Wasn't very competitive.
No, but I couldn't watch it. I couldn't bring myself. I couldn't stomach it. I just couldn't stomach it.
I mean, those are two. The Cowboys are just generally disliked anyway, and then your personal, disdain for the Niners. So it was like double. Yeah, I mean, why would you bring yourself unless the Niners were getting stomped on, and it was like you were watching something you brought you happiness.
Yeah, it was. That's definitely not gonna bring me happiness. Something. So I was like, oh, I'll turn the Dodgers on.
Something that doesn't bring you happiness as well.
No, but when I was watching Kershaw, he was bad. He was just putting it right down the middle.
Oh, and he was just getting lit up.
Yeah, the one thing that drives me nuts is Bob Costas is calling the game. He might as well just put a fucking Dodger hat on. He might as well, Vince Scully might as well just dig him up and just call the game because he is rooting pro Dodger the whole goddamn time.
And he talks so it's not. I was hearing some today. Like it's not quick. I'm like nodding off in between like the play-by-play even.
Oh fuck! I just had the game on. I thought they tied it, but it wasn't. He caught it. Got 2 outs. A guy in first, and Chris Taylor.
Oh,
fucking smoked it! But fortunately because Arizona has that deep spot in center field.
Oh yeah, didn't they used to have a light pole out there? No, that was
Houston. Yeah. That one I'm interested. I'm kind of excited for that series because Texas and Houston already have some bad blood. Had a couple of dust ups already.
Dust ups. They have.
Well, it was
Scherzer coming back, or is he just?
I saw he's out, but he was throwing a simulated game for the series now.
Oh,
I think he's getting ready.
Him and Verlander.
Because I saw little action, little competition.
I think so.
I'm probably gonna take Verlander in that situation because
Kate Upton. Oh yeah,
it seems to be. I don't know. He's almost like no, I want to say he's not a Kershaw, but as of late he hasn't been doing great. there was the last dust up I saw was like Marcus Semien for Texas.
Yeah.
He scored or something. Oh, he got hit or some bullshit. I don't forget what happened. And so he kind of like stared at the pitcher after you get hit a home run next inning. And he came by and Maldonado, the catcher, took umbrage with that.
Yeah.
And was talking some shit. And he said something like, "Well, we'll still beat your ass like you were like when you were in Oakland or some shit like that." And really, that's the same shit, just like you're in Oakland or something like that. And then I got heated from there.
So emotional, these men out there on the field. They get so worked up.
How do you feel about Mr. Harper?
So there was some clubhouse comment that how did it get fucking leaked?
I didn't even know because I saw. So I follow MLB Trash Talk or something online. Yeah, we do. And I saw the signs like "Attaboy Arcia," and I was like,
"Yeah,
game. Dodgers lost."
Here comes Dana Joe. Here comes Dana. Let's hop in there. Let's hop in.
Got
FTD. It. Nice. Yeah, so there was some shit talking because Harper, the Braves had a great win last night. Huge home run to come from behind. They came back from down 5 runs. Came back. They're talking shit in the clubhouse, and this thing gets leaked that the one guy is saying, "Attaboy Harper, like attaboy, way to like make a dumb base running mistake that cost you guys the game." So that got out into the mainstream media, and now just gone and pissed off, I don't know, one of the top 3 players in the MLB right now, top 5 at least.
Yeah.
And he went off. He had 2 fucking bombs. He's
staring down the guy as he's running the base each time.
Oh.
You know what?
And now he's like Mr. Philly guy. He's like the fucking
he's trying
reincarnation of Mike Schmidt or something.
Of, with his attitude, and it's like, what the get out of here.
He used to have an attitude, but now he has like the fanatic. Philitude or something. But I mean, the Phillies have won. Their fans are just
they're intense.
Yes, and they're already counting on this W. They're already counting on it. So it's a lock.
It was rocking today after that home run. I mean, he hit that one. Fuck it. It still may be in the air.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
It was in the second deck, approaching the third.
Yeah, it was deep.
Yeah, it was a bomb. And the Phillies have a lot of energy right now, a lot of momentum, I feel like, which is worrisome.
That's why I said, you know what? If I was a pitcher, you got to give him one. Just got to hit him once, just to set it clear.
But that could. Do you want to put? Is that gas on the fire though?
He's already flamed up, so maybe he'll flame out. And he'll just go over the top.
Right. What's the worst that can happen? He keeps hitting home. He's going to hit home runs anyway. So okay, I like that thinking. Do you want to throw it behind him, like send a message, or you just want to try to just stick it right between his shoulder blades?
Right between the shoulder blades.
Okay. Send a message.
Yeah. Now, granted, I'm sure they'll respond with.
Oh yeah, they'll have a little Braves Phillies dust up, which, wouldn't be the first time either. Those 2 teams in the NL East.
So now.
Okay.
So the winner of the Braves Phillies will take on the Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks. Wow. Okay.
And now we'll see. So here's what you're going to see. Now we'll see Ken Rosenthal and fucking Brian Kenny, and they'll talk about the rest time and how that hurts.
This is the big talking point. My friend was talking to me about this as well. So now they're going to get 3 or 4 days off. They're going to lose some. They're going to lose some mojo.
Well, they're talking about that. The 1 and 2 seeds they're quote unquote at a disadvantage because they get the rest. You know what? You
don't subscribe?
No, because look at the fucking Astros had last year. They had all that time off and they still won the whole damn thing.
Oh yeah.
And this year they had to wait and they.
You got to keep the momentum somehow. I know the Braves.
Your guy Schmaltz was talking about it on the game he was calling. And his thing was, and I'll subscribe to this. He goes, I don't know if it's the disadvantage is that the wild card gets to play, the wild card, and then once they win, then they get 2 days off to go travel or whatever. He goes, they should have to play the next day or get a travel day like a regular season. He said, but at the same point, he goes, rest is an advantage. He says players today just don't know how to rest. They're not using it to their advantage.
Oh,
I was like, old school on their ass.
Wow. We know what Smoltzy would be doing. He go play fucking about 4 rounds of golf in a day and a half.
Yeah,
is what him and Glavine and Maddox would go. As if like pitching once every 5 days isn't like leisurely enough. You're like, I'm gonna go
hit the links.
I'm gonna go knock it around with the rest of the guys who are not playing. We'll let like Steve Avery have the rock tonight, and right, because if you don't have to show. What a fucking life. These guys.
I know. They got the life.
You sleep in. What time you think their tea time is? 8 o'clock?
I don't know. Did you see that? It was a month or 2 ago. Some pitcher.
Yes. On the Padres. 12 hours of sleep, 14 hours of sleep?
Yeah. I didn't get my full 12 or something. I was like, what? He gets 12 hours? Is he a cat?
Dude, how do you... Is that like that must be a medically induced... Can that be classified as a coma? Nearly?
Yeah, he's like, he goes to bed at like 11 and wakes up at 11 or some kind of shit like that. It's like, what the hell?
I mean, I try to get as much sleep as I can. I don't know. I guess, you could train your body to do it, right? But I don't think I can really get 9 hours. It would be tough.
I mean, during the week, I do roughly go to bed around 10:30, 11, and I get up at 5:30.
I'm going to bed at like 9. Old man. 9:30, 10. If I'm well asleep by 10. I'm in my first REM cycle probably.
So mine's like
10.
10:30, 11. I'll hit the. Don't trust me. I doze off on the couch like every other day.
Yeah, that's true.
Man.
Yeah,
but
like
10:30, 11 is usually when I go to bed, and I get up around 5:30.
Okay.
But then on the weekends, like I'll go to bed around 11 still, and then I'll wake up at like 7:30.
Nice.
But nothing really past it. 7:38 depends on
what's going on.
Yeah.
You're not going that fucking auction again.
Oh God, no.
Well, we're getting very close. I sense it. We're getting very close to where our kids will just let us sleep. Like they don't need to come tell us something or ask us a question.
That's the game changer right there.
Yeah. Like, I think they're just asking like things that you don't need to know the answer to at 6:15 in the morning on a Saturday. You just don't need to know the answer to like.
It's always like when Jeffrey was able to like, okay, Jeffrey, if you get up when I'm sleeping, you can turn the TV on. You don't need my permission. Go ahead and turn the TV on. And I showed them how. And they grew up with technology. They can hit the power button.
Yeah,
they're good with that. And then, or I would queue up when they turn TV on, it'd go right to where they would want to go. So then, I was always like, and if you want to get yourself a bowl of cereal, or not a bowl of cereal, fuck that. Yeah. So like muffins. He likes to eat like eggs, so like hard-boiled eggs. Okay. So go ahead.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Help yourself.
It's world's your oyster, boy. It's just that's fine. So now, but I mean now they're they'd rather you just stay in bed all day. Yeah, because I go to bed at 11. His ass is still awake. Playing with his friends and stuff like that. So that he's still
looking up Pokemon card values.
Yeah, that's what he was doing last weekend. They were like, he had like his camera on his tablet, and they were like, "This is mine," and like, "Oh yeah," and they're like comparing it. I was like, "I'm going to bed."
See ya. See you later. Well, Cerny, there's no better way to wrap this show up than with a nice Dodger sweep and elimination from the playoffs. Love to see it.
Stress-free playoffs. Stress-free.
Doesn't matter what happens. The Braves can get rolled again by the Phillies, and you know what? The Dodgers, down and out. First round for them. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Yes.
But, we'll be back next week like usual.
Yep.
Bringing the heat. Bring in the heat. We'll have the NLCS to talk about and the ALCS, the championship series, as well as CERN's our normal woes with the Niners and their fan base.
Yeah.
It's okay. Unless they have a bye week, and then you all will have a bye week from those various pitching.
Yes.
Finally, yes. Well, until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm CERN.
Cheers.